here we are at round 26, and we're going to be using more of our colour A, which is purple Bordeaux, and our usual suspects of crochet hook, scissors and bodkin. Okay, so at the end of round 26 you will have completed this purple Bordeaux round, and it's a nice and straightforward round really. It's very similar to what we did here with the green beryl. It's just a bit bigger. So you're crocheting lots of stitches together to achieve this sort of filling in, if you like, the dip here. In fact, crocheting 11 trebles, so treble 11 together. So it can be a bit of a challenge just getting that hook all the way through all those loops, but otherwise everything's really straightforward. Let's crack on. Right, as we have done for the last sort of 4 rounds probably, we're going to be joining the new colour into the left double crochet. Don't forget UK terms. The left double crochet of this little top bit. So you know, at the end of the last few rounds we've done double crochet, chain, double crochet. Well, we're going to join our yarn again into that second double crochet of that little group, and we're going to join in the normal way. So just pick your yarn up and pick up again just to secure it. So that is secure and ready to go. And the first part of our repeat is 2 double crochet. I think I've said it already, but UK terms only, and we're working through the back loops only again. So our joining bit is the first double crochet. The second one's now going in, and we are now going to do chain 4. Now I did get caught out on this last round. I found one where there's no chain, so do remember this. This is a really important bit. So chain 4, you know why, because you've done it before with the green. It gets you to sit right across the top. Can you see? If I just move that chain over, it puts the hook right where it needs to be across the top. So you need to have those chains in place. Now here comes that very long stitch. So it's treble 11 together. Just a reminder, when we're crocheting stitches together, we just leave the last stage of the stitch unworked, so that we can do them all together at the end. So I'll just go through and show you that. So yarn over for a treble. We go through the back loop, pull up, yarn over and through 2. Now normally we'd yarn over and through those 2, wouldn't we? But we're going to leave it because we've got lots more to add. So we're just going to do that 11 times. 2, 3, oops, 4, 5 and 6. Now at this point I just want to stop and show you something. This is a good way to tell if your stitches are sitting in the right place. The 6th stitch of the 11, so the middle stitch, has got to sit right at the top of this. I can't remember what all of that is called, but this fancy schmancy bit there. Number 6 is going to go into that stitch. So if number 6 isn't falling in there, you've got to rethink. If number 6 is falling in there, you're pretty okay. Right, there's a top tip there. Top tip. Right. Number 7, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Number 8, number 9, number 10, and number 11. Now, another little reminder. See, look, there's not a lot of space on there, is there? They're all kind of jostling for position. When you're crocheting stitches together, if you want to count, just be aware that there's always going to be one more loop on this hook than stitches that you need. So if I've done my 11 trebles here, there should be 12 loops on this hook. Okay, so I'm just going to count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There is. You need one more loop than stitches. So if there's 11 on there, you've not done enough. All right. Now, if you remember from this round back here, the little tip I gave you, which seems to have sort of served me quite well, is just using my thumb here. I'm just pulling that down, and using my hook, I'm pulling it up. basically what I'm trying to do is make those loops as wide as possible to get that hook all the way through, because it can be tricky. So here we go. I'm going to pick up the yarn, and I'm going to turn my hook downwards. Can you see the hook is pointing downwards? I'm stretching down with my left hand and stretching up with my right, and I'm just going to pull all the way through. And there you go. Okay, so it's lovely kind of gathered effect, and it's sort of fills things up quite quickly. So this round, it's quite a quick round really. So continuing our repeat, we're going to do 4 chain. Oh, drop that. 4 chain, and that will bring our hook back over to where it needs to be. Can you see? It's quite difficult to film this colour. The camera doesn't like it very much. Sorry, chaps. Right, lastly, 2 double crochet, not missing any stitches at all, just 2 double crochet. This bit is a bit different to what we've been doing before. We're not going to do double crochet, chain, double crochet. We're not doing that. We're just plonking 1 double crochet right in the middle of those fellas. So in that chain space, 1 double crochet. Okay, and that is your repeat. Now it may look a bit sort of stringy at the moment, just don't worry, because it's all going to fill in and look beautiful. So I'm going to do 1 more repeat for you, because this is another little bit that might catch you out. Remember where you joined in your yarn, because that is where the beginning of every repeat needs to go. So we joined our yarn, didn't we, in the left hand double crochet at the apex, or in the chain space if you like. We joined our yarn in that double crochet, and that is where the beginning of every repeat needs to be. So that stitch can become hidden. It's not so bad this time because there's not as many stitches jostling for position in that chain space, but just be aware of it, that it needs to go into that 2nd double crochet from the round before. Right, sorry, 2 double crochet. Here we go on our next repeat. 2 double crochet, 4 chain, and this is the one I continually forget. 2, 3 and 4. And here we go with that giant stitch, so 11 trebles. Remember what I said about where treble number 6 has got to fall? It's got to fall right above the top of that cluster, that kind of outlined cluster. 3, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we go. Yep, and mine's falling in the right place, so I'm kind of confident that my stitches are all sitting where they should be. So it's just a little cross check for you there. And we're going to do 5 up this side. 1, oops, 2, 3, 4, so 5. So now I'm going to count. So do you remember, we're going to make sure there's 12 loops on this hook. Then we know we've done 11 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We certainly have. Pick up the yarn, turn the hook downwards, stretch, 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 pull all the way through. And that's that. 4 chains out the other way to bring our hook back over. Just sort of stretch it over there, do you see? And then 2 double crochet, back loops only, don't forget. You know that by now, I think. Don't know why I was changing how I held my hook there for no reason whatsoever, but two double crochet, and then 1 double crochet right in the middle of those 2 from the round before, and that's that finished. So that's 2 repeats. I'll go round and I'll meet you at the end. And here I am at the end. So I'm just finishing up with those 2 double crochet. And the final stitch is 1 double crochet in the top here in that chain space from the round previously. Okay, and that's the end of that. So we'll do the needle join, and we'll move on then. How did you find that round? Not too bad. I had to go back a couple of times because I forgot the chains again. So don't forget your chains when you do this. Don't make my mistake. Right, so needle join, just in case this is new to you, and I'm sorry, I know it isn't to most of you, but this is my version of needle join. So I've taken the hook out left that stitch live, so you can see that loop there. I've thread my needle and I'm going to just put the needle from back to front through the stitch. Just pull it, not too tight, just tight enough to mimic the tension and size of the rest of the stitches. And we're going to follow stitch 2, which is this one. Okay, so it's a little bit different on this turn because that stitch goes straight into a chain. It should be fine though. So just follow the line and put your needle back in where the yarn comes out and put the tip straight down through the chain 1. Again, I'm doing it this way on this one to take it down into the dip, because you've got a dip and then it rises up. So if you take your needle straight down on the back, gives it that nice dip. I'm just going to turn it over now. I'm turning it over because Sue, lovely Sue Eagle, has said, can you show us weaving your ends in? That's absolutely fine. This is quite a difficult one to do it on actually, because there's some gaps here and here. This is how I do it. How do you do it? You tell me. So I've still got my needle thread, which is handy. What I tend to do is, can you see the back of the double crochets here, these ones here? I'm just going to sort of go behind them, but sort of splitting the yarn, if that makes sense. Splitting the yarn with my needle. I'm going to pull it that way. Pull through. Just give that a pull through. And don't yank it too tight because we don't want to scuff anything up. And then I'm going to go back on myself. So where I've come under this one, I'm going to go over the top and go back through again and split the yarn at the other end. And I just tend to do that. And then that's all I do. And I'll snip that end off close to the work like that. Okay, so I'll do the other side now just to show you. I didn't crochet over this end too much, so if we just do that one more time. You can go into the different colour if you want. Normally, if it was a more sort of solid, if it was around like this, I'd just go under there with the same colour. But because I've got a big old hole there, I can't really do that, so I'm just going to be very careful and go split the yarn there. Can you see? Split it. Split the yarn. As long as it's behind the work, it won't show. And all you really want to do is just secure it, so it doesn't need to be kind of woven in for too long. I'm just going to take it to one more sort of stitch over there like that. And then I'm going to come back on myself for a couple. Oh, I'm nearly out of thread here. I'm going to split that one and come back through, pull through. Okay, take my needle off and snip the yarn very close to the work like that. And so that is sewn in. You can't really see it and it's nice and secure. So from that side, obviously you can't see it at all. That's how I sew my ends in, and that was round 26.